Fundera is not a lender itself, but it's a marketplace for lending. Okay, so they shop it out for you. And they're saying that they're best for SBA loans. They do have terms up to 25 years. The loan amount can be up to $5 million. The rate starts at 6%. And the minimum credit score, since it's a shop, they shop out your rate. It all depends on that individual lender. Fundera does not charge or tack on fees if they find the loan. So you don't pay for the fee. I'm pretty sure whoever they send a lead to, they probably pay a lead fee or something. Okay, so Fundera is one of them. One thing I could tell you, a pro and con already about Fundera. This is just me applying for stuff and applying, my clients and stuff applying for things. Fundera, I never used Fundera before, but since it's a marketplace, I could tell you right now, if you put your information in there, if you haven't signed a no contact agreement, it's like with the consumer credit or whatever, you will get spam calls for months. Okay, so warning, when you do loan shop, this is for a mortgage, a business credit, whatever. If you haven't signed saying, hey, I want like a non-disclose, like don't sell my information type agreement, I forget what the form is called. I think it's like a 1703 or 1700 form. I'll find it and I'll put it in one of my, what is it called? I'll put it in one of my posts. They will call you. You will get people from all over. And now technology or phone is so savvy, you will actually, it will come up on your call ID as spam. And I could show you on my phone how much spam calls I get since I've been shopping for a lender. Let me just go to missed calls. You guys see this? Spam. Let me see if I make sure I'm showing you. All that red, all that is spam. I don't know none of these people. That's all spam people. Okay. So, some other stuff, but it's like Iowa City, some say United States. Is like, so I want to make sure that you're going to get spam calls, so don't be surprised okay, so that's Fundera. So note, you guys, every time you shop out a loan, now they do talk about the SBA. The SBA is, we all know, is through the federal government. It's Small Business Administration. There's thousands of lenders that could provide a SBA loan, depending on that lender. Now, let's back up. SBA is the federal government, right? So you're not necessarily getting the loan from the federal government. It's federally backed, okay? So SBA literally does not have credit number, a minimum amount. It all depends on the lender, okay? So any bank could provide an SB loan for you and is backed by the government, but the creditor or the lender makes their own guidelines. So I don't know if you guys remember when we were going through the process of applying for the economic injury disaster loan, and in their documents their process documents, of how they do things, and one of those paragraphs, it says it's just you need to provide credit worthiness. It doesn't have a minimum credit score. So therefore, it leaves it open for that bank to apply their own guidelines. Okay, They determine what is credit worthiness. And I believe they use the word credit worthiness. They have to be credit worthiness. Okay. So when you get denied from the SBA saying they won't loan you the money, it's really literally that particular bank. It's their own guidelines. One thing I do like about SBA is you could use it not only for your business, but for real estate. Okay, so if you are operating a business and you want to purchase a business and you are going to be 51% occupying that business, you could actually purchase real estate and rent out the 49% of the other part of the real estate. So, and it's only 10% down to purchase real estate using a SBA lender. Okay. So that's a huge difference when you're talking about just going through the commercial lending process. Okay. So if you're just joining us, we are talking about lenders or establishing a relationship with banks. It's almost a continuation of our last video, our last live stream. Okay, so we're trying to establish relationships with banks. Okay, so let's so it says on this article, it allows you to borrow money to meet any unexpected expense, buy equipment, to do debt refinancing, purchasing commercial real estate, or more. You could actually buy a business, you guys, expand. And SBA loves it when you buy existing business that's making money. Okay? They love it. If that particular business can prove in their P&L that they are profitable, SBA loves that. In my last video that I just downloaded for our phase 4, I do talk about SBA lending and their lending process and what they expect. And one of the things that I did mention is if you are a new business and you haven't made any money, you're going to need a business plan and you are going to need a job because SBA wants their money back or the bank. The bank wants their money back. So you guys, it's favorable. It takes a longer process, but those are some of the stipulations. Now, in this article, it says best for all small business owners, of course. The terms up to 25 years, but usually I see terms like 10 years. 25 years, maybe more on real estate. Sometimes you get 15 years, depending on the size of the loan and what type of loan it is, okay? So you can have shorter terms. It could be 10 years. Rates up to 13%, depending on the loan type. A minimum credit score. I already mentioned this. The minimum credit score always depends on the lender. Okay, so any bank could issue out an SBA loan as long as they're in their system, the SBA system, but they have their own criteria. So you guys, I can't say, oh, you just need a 680. Some lenders, they will pull your business credit. And I already told you that we discussed that story last Monday. They pulled my business credit and they said, oh, you don't have, my credit was like 4 points away for them to lend me a loan. However, it wasn't an SBA. I wasn't going for an SBA loan. I think she just mixed up the products. Anyway, it all depends on the lender, and those fees varies. And if you have a broker, he charges his own fee on top of the lender charges their fee. Okay. So due to low interest rate and long repayment terms, SBA are the most desirable loans on the market. This is why we need to get our business credit together and our personal credit together, because literally you could save thousands and thousands upon thousands of dollars in your business, and actually expand and actually build wealth, because SBA, like I said, they do loan against commercial property. Commercial property that you are using 51%. You have to be using 51%. It has to be dedicated towards your business. Okay. So that's it by SBA. Type in the chat if you want to learn more about SBA lending. I'm going to do it anyway, but if you're like in the process of getting a loan, SBA is an awesome tool to use. It's just you have to have the credit worthiness to get it. Okay. The next lender is Bluevine. Bluevine is your business experience. They're saying this is like a commercial. Is your business experience a shortage of working capital for a few months in the year? A line of credit from Bluevine can be ideal for you to get business funding in those tough times. You need to have $10,000 in monthly revenue to be eligible for applying for a line of credit. Here are some key Bluevine line of credit key features. Line of credit. So this is a cash receipt loan. And you might want to ask me, Lois, what's a cash receipt? I receive gross revenues of $10,000. They could loan me 10% of my gross receipts. That's usually how it works. So they lend you a percentage of your monthly gross receipts. So the terms are 6 to 12 months. Loan amounts up to $250,000. Rates is 4.8%. That's not true. It's way higher than that. But I guess the minimum rate you could get is 4.8%. I wish they would have put a range on there, because I think they have rates up to 25%. These are cash receipt loans, so the rates will never be this low, you guys. So if you got a 625 credit score and thinking you're going to get a 4.8 rate, don't hold your breath. You might die or pass out. Okay. That's not going to happen. Fees. No fees for prepayment or early payment. Now, we mentioned before, fees for early payment and prepayment is different from, hey, I'm going to save on the interest rate, or I'm going to save on the fee that they already charged me. So more than likely, you're still going to be paid if they charge you 10% rate on the loan, and they calculate it. Usually what these short-term loan lenders do is on the front end of the loan is strictly interest rate only. And then the last term of the loan is, your principal balance. And they're saying if you pay it off early, they're not going to charge you an early prepayment fee, but you still would not save on the rate. Okay. This is just from my experience. You can ask them, but more likely you will not save any money on the rate. Okay. For paying it off early. Okay. Our next one is Kabbage. Kabbage I told you about last Monday, so we're not going to go over a lot. But Kabbage is owned by American Express. They do have 6 to 18 months term loans, and you can get a loan amount between $1,000 and $150,000. Rates between 0.25 and 2.5 for the 18-month term loan. I would like to think that is true since it's an Amex company, but it might be higher than that. Like I said, when I was using Kabbage, I don't know if they were American Express, but their rates were higher than that. It was I think it was 7%, okay, for a 6 months loan. Okay. They do have a minimum credit score of 640. No hidden fees or no prepayment penalties. And I could tell you that's true because they put it, when you apply for Kabbage, they already map out your payments, so what you're going to be paying monthly, and they'll break it down. This is interest, this is your principal. And this one Kabbage, I don't know if they still do it, but they were doing it a couple of years ago. This is the lender I was telling you about, or this is one of those lenders I was telling you about, that on the front end they put the interest rate and penalties, or now interest rate and fees. So you pay that the first few months, and then the rest of the months you'll be paying just your what do you call it? Your principal balance. Okay? So that is Kabbage. KIva, we talked about that. This is wrong too. They got on here 0%. We know that's not right. Well, you know what? It is right. KIva, because KIva is one of those crowdfunding. And if you pay it in a certain amount of time, you will get you could take advantage of that 0%. So that is right. And they do not have credit score information because it's a crowdfunding. I'm pretty sure they do factor in your credit, but they probably also factor in the type of business you have. Okay. So KIva, it is crowdfunding loans, and you just state your case. You make a good profile and say, hey, I need my loan for such and such, and this would grow my business X and Y and Z. And people will say, oh, I want to help this business out, and you fund the business. Okay. So KIva is a good place to go to. And I believe it's kiva.org. Like I said, if you look in the chat, this article is available for you. You can read it through yourself. And they have links. Are these hyperlinks? Yeah, they have hyperlinks for all the lenders. Credibly. Credibly is a leading financial institution offering working capital, merchant cash advances, long-term loans, business lines of credit, and other loan solutions to business owners. Okay. They offer prepayment incentives. So you will save on your if you pay your loan off early. This is a loan that is for if you are struggling credit. If your credit is struggling, this is for bad credit, you know. I don't like to use bad credit, but you know, that's the term. So it's best for a business looking forward to expanding. The terms are 18 to 24 months. You could get up to $250,000. The rates are 10%, as low as 10%. I like to think when they say merchant cash advances, those are higher loan rates. Okay, higher loan rates. And if they say your minimum credit score is 500, you know your rate gonna be high as hell. If you only need a 500 credit score, your rate is gonna be high. But the caveat to that is they're gonna look to see, hey, is this business is profitable? You just probably got bad money management skills. You probably have a profitable business, but you don't know how to manage, not necessarily your money. You're probably just all over. You probably need to get some things in place, automate some bills so you could get out that bad whatever. Or maybe you're just overspending. Okay. So, but they will be able to tell you, hey, this business makes a lot of money, but whatever they do with their stuff is out the door. That's why we got a 500 credit score. Okay. Fees, they're saying fees not available. They have fees. Okay. Like I said, merchant cash advances always equal higher rates, especially if they say, oh, you just need over 500. Well, can I have a 501? so like I said, if you're struggling with your credit, but you have a profitable business, you have high cash value receipts, this might be for you. Okay, you might want to look at debt restructuring, but you are going to be paying a higher loan. National funding. I came across national funding maybe a couple of years ago. It's for small business owners, for working capital, short-term business loans, equipment financing, and more. You could get a discount if you make total debt payments early, which is good. National funding, they've been around for a while. You could get loans up to $150,000. Rate starts at 1.1. That sounds like a debt ratio. A minimum credit score of 600 and the fees varies. Okay. So that's national funding. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions. We are talking about lending. Lenders that you could go to right now and ask for a line of credit if you are in business and if you are new business. Some of these lenders, like SBA, if you're a new business, they will give you money, but you have to have a job. Okay. Okay, our next lender is On Deck. On Deck offer different loan solutions that business owners can avail of. I don't know why they wrote it that way, but I don't know what that means. Based on their credit worthiness. So when they say that, you probably got to have a good credit rating. But they put on here 600, but I think it's higher than that. When we were applying for PPP loans and some of my clients, they didn't necessarily pull their credit, but you could do a soft pull on your credit. And I think they were denying people because they didn't have decent enough credit. Okay. For the PPP loan. Anyway, here are some key details to apply for the term loans. They are easy approval, loan approval, up to 24 months. Up to $250,000, and your interest rate is 29%, actually 30% because they put 29.9%. You have to have a minimum credit score of 600. There are some origination fees with this loan, so it's 0 to 5%. So your origination fees, you pay that no matter what. Okay, that's one of those front end payments. They don't break it up in the loan payment. So if you get approved for $25,000 and the origination fee is $500, your loan amount will be $25,500, and your first payment will be applied to the origination fee until it's paid off. So you don't save on that amount. It doesn't say if if you pay it off early, they'll give you some savings. So that's not an option on here, but they might have it. On Deck. Like I said, my experience with On Deck, they said they need a minimum credit score of 600. That's pretty low, comparative to that you could get an 850 credit score. So I don't see them approving people at 600. Usually it's higher than that, unless your business is like doing really well. Now this one I never heard of. It's called Quick Bridge Loan. Offers a wide range of loans, including small business loans, short-term loans, working capital, and unsecured loans. When they say unsecured loans, that means you don't need a personal guarantee. Even if you have bad credit, you could get a loan from the company. There is not much information on Credibly website about its loan products. The following details have been gathered from reputable or reputed online resources. They're saying it's best for working capital. Terms are 4 to 24 months. You could get up to $500,000. Rates are not available. Minimum credit score is 500, and origination fee amount is not disclosed. Usually, origination fees is probably like 1 to 5%, or 0 to 5%. It could be in the point something too. And that origination fee is usually a percentage of the loan amount. Okay. I never seen nothing like 5% of the loan, but usually, like, if you go through a broker, they're charging you 1 or 2% of the loan, 3% at the most. So that's origination fee. Like I said, it's not disclosed. So happy money is something that you could use to pay off your debt and put it in one payment. And it's for small business owners. If you want to clear your credit card bill, pay off a loan from Happy Money can be something that you could use. Best for personal loans and clear credit card loans. 2 to 5 years, up to $40,000. Rates up to 24 or 25%. Credit score of 600 and 0 to 5% origination fee. Happy Money seems like a personal guarantee loan. I never heard of them, but that's what it seemed like. It seemed like a personal loan, and it would be on your personal credit. So maybe we don't want to do the happy loan, or it's called Happy Money. Fundbox is known for offering a line of credit with flexible repayment terms. In addition to that, Fundbox recently just added Fundbox term loans, Fundbox Flex Pay, and Fundbox Plus to its portfolio. Don't know what those are, but I'll look into it to see. The following are specifics for Fundbox line of credit loans. They're best for lines of credit. Okay, 12 to 24 weeks. Up to $150,000, and rate starts at 4.7%. Minimum credit score is 600. Fundbox is similar to they shop out your information and try to find a lender. They don't have any fees, and reason why they probably don't have any fees, they probably charge whoever they send the leads to. Okay. The last one is Lendio. We talked about Lendio last Monday. It is a marketplace. Or did we discuss Lendio? No, I think I talked about LendingTree. But no, Lendio is a marketplace of various loan products. If you're trying to get your business out of debt, it could be a good solution, and it's based on your credit report. The company offers business lines of credit, short-term loans, merchant cash advances, equipment financing, SBA loans, and startup business loans for partner financial institutions. They're saying they're best for startup business owners. Depends on the loan type, the terms. The loan amount depends on the loan type. rates, they're not available. So it probably depends on the lender that they shop you to. Minimum credit score depends on the lender. Fees not available because it probably depends on the lender. So they're saying you could put in one single application and you have access to 75 different lenders. But they're saying it's good for startup business owners. Okay. So basically what we learned during this live stream, SBA probably will be the best loan. You just have to have the credit worthiness. The credit worthiness depends, or that spectrum depends on the lender. Merchant cash advances, if they're lending on your merchant receipts, you're probably going to be paying a higher rate. If you have bad credit, you're probably going to be paying on your higher rate. If it is like a shop, one-stop shop type lending marketplace, you're going to get a lot of calls. Okay, this is just a summary of what we just talked about. You're going to get a lot of calls unless you filled out that form saying don't call me. But once you put your information in, be prepared to get spammed. Okay, and basically we want to establish a relationship with a bank. And I mentioned this on my last video. Once we have that relationship with the bank or that lender, we want to repeat their business. Okay? Repeat the business. We want 2 to 3 loans that they extended to us so it could show on our credit report and show that we paid in full, and we want to pay it off early. Okay? Now, I could tell you now that if you're first starting out, it might be harder for you to get a loan. So if you shop around, don't be surprised. But like the higher approval, I would, if I were you, if I'm trying to get a loan just starting out, and I do have some cash receipts coming into my business, I would start with Kabbage. That's like my personal one. Now, if you don't have any cash receipts, you need to start out with one of these lenders that will lend you money for a startup business. And that might be a SBA, but just be forewarned with the SBA, if you don't have any money coming into the business, you're going to have some type of means of income on paper. You got to have something on paper, a job or something, or they would not extend a line of credit to you. And you have to have a pretty decent credit for them to extend a line of credit. You got to have a business plan with the pro forma and everything. Okay. So that was it for our live stream. Please put in the chat to let me know, was this live stream useful for you? I like to get all my viewers involved and let me know, what do you want to hear? What type of subjects, and it has to be on business or whatever. What are you needing help with? What subjects do you want me to cover when we're talking about business credit? Dwayne just said, good morning. I have 6 trade lines on my B&D and 3 on my Experian, 2 on my Equifax. Okay, Dwayne, you killing the game. Hopefully you've been paying it on time. So hopefully they're good trade lines that you've been paying on time. So, okay, congratulations, Dwayne. I love to hear that. And that is good. Your Equifax is kind of bad. One thing about business credit is easier. It's easy to, reconcile than your personal credit for some reason. It's easy to get that Equifax up and get it in good standing. So don't be discouraged. Just I suggest you pull what's on your Equifax and to see how you could get those debts or whatever it is rectified. And just DM me if you need some personal help. And when I say DM me, on my Instagram account. Okay. Well, that was it for our live stream. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Our schedule is Monday and Friday from 10 to 11. 10 to 11. Share with your friends. Share with your business owners or people that you know that are needing help with their business credit, or they just need some help with their personal development. If you're one of those people that you don't have time to build your business credit, but you want to start and you don't know where to start, but you need to get some personal consultation, go to my website and set up a consultation. Okay. And we could talk about how we can improve your business and how we could build your business credit. Okay. Well, I am sending all my good to you. You guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you on Monday.